the Unus Annus split design t-shirt, and I also own the split design face mask, but that is in the wash at the moment. And my favorite videos that they made, I really loved the ones where maybe the video itself wasn't the best, but I really liked the commentary and the expressions of into a mummy, the introduction of the Impossible Whopper, where Ethan shot Mark with a paintball gun when he said certain words on a flip poster, and when he said that word he got shot with a paintball gun. Well, he reviewed the Impossible Whopper, which I love now, by the way. Making Ethan into a mummy was really funny. In the specific part, sort of in the middle of the video, where Ethan has a shirt on, he's like, Mark's gonna put salt on my shirt. I know he will. And so he's trying to hurry up and get his shirt unbuttoned before Mark comes back. And right when Mark opens the door, he like Superman rips his shirt off, and Mark's just like, I also really like any of the cooking videos were hilarious to watch. Watching them eat everything that they tried, because they're a lot more brave than I am. Seeing Ethan keep his piercing was really fun. He committed to getting tattoos. He really grew in a lot of ways that was noticeable to everyone. I'm sure Mark grew too, but it's harder to tell with him, just noticeably. And I just really love the pole dancing video, particularly the part where Mark starts to introduce his channel, because he has pole dancing on his channel, and Ethan all of a sudden goes, why do you need more subs? Unus Annus has more subs than I do. What about me and my needs? Huh? I just think that part's hilarious, and it's just sad that I'm not going to be able to rewatch them. Like I said, just all the adventure videos, the sensory deprivation tanks, the bloodbath, eating the Play-Doh. Play-Doh Thanksgiving. That was hard to watch, and it looked even harder for them to do. And all the times where the power washing video, where Mark just had no idea what was going on. The other person just shows up. What are we doing? Was really great. They have really good chemistry. They had a whole video there where they talked about their chemistry, the ups and downs of working together, and there was a lot of honesty between them. And they painted each other nude, like they were just naked on camera. They cooked with sex toys. That was weird to watch. It was funny, but it got age restricted for obvious reasons. They did Ezard scissored hands to make pumpkins, their camping videos, the hunting of He-Who, where Mark turns into like a native man, and Ethan like starts off being sad but then takes over Mark's life, marries Amy, and takes over the channel and everything. The meta stuff with making a fire, just 365 videos, and I've only named a handful, and it was just, not everyone was great. Labor pain simulations, oh my goodness, that one was great to watch too. Asparagus! Only people who watch the video will get that, because that was their safe word when the pain was too much on the simulation. Well, now you all understand it, but I really miss it already. Hey, hello. So we are 3 days, I believe, because today's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, away from the end of Unus Annus. So I am watching videos. I'm watching the holiday videos because it's close to the holidays, so you gotta rewatch the first and only, thus last, Thanksgiving and Christmas videos that they had up. And they ate Play-Doh. They made a Play-Doh Thanksgiving. And then for some reason decided that they were going to chomp down on that because that sounded safe. Then they had the eggnog pyramid, where they ate like Santa Claus for their holiday video. So they started off with a shot glass of eggnog and then ate a cookie. But they were like store-bought cookies, those sugar cookies. And they weren't even the soft ones. They were like the hard cookies. which is like, you could have done a lot better in the cookie department for your first and only Christmas, right? And then they just built up pyramidically, is that a word? It's a word now, to a gallon of eggnog, when they both just ended up looking sick and hating themselves. And Ethan discovered that when he was a child, his parents would make him and his brother go to bed after they opened their one present, and he discovered that his parents exchanged special gifts after they went to bed, and he kind of just had this enlightenment thing of, oh my gosh, when they said they were going to exchange special presents. And the look on his face was enlightened. And yeah, I'm just been rewatching the videos. I watched the video just now of them remaking their first video, which was cooking with adult intimacy toys. And unlike in the first video, and then I rewatched the first video too, there's not a lot of days left. You can't watch all of them. You can't watch every single video, but I am rewatching some of the favorites. And so I rewatched the first one, and in the first one, when they were cooking with adult intimacy fun objects to be cooking utensils, they made breakfast both times. In the first one, Mark had on some kind of a weird mouth opening device gag thing, and Ethan was trying to feed him with a paddle fork. Very weird to watch, but somebody came up to their door, and I'm like, why is your door open and or see-through in the first place? But somebody seen him through their door or their window, and then came up and knocked on their door, and they were both completely humiliated. They weren't the least bit humiliated in the second one / the third day to die one. And it's also Friday the 13th is when they're gonna go. So that's an interesting day. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing. This video is really just a remembrance video. I'm not deleting my Unus Annus remembering videos, but yeah, just some of the stuff that I forgot. I completely forgot that Ethan had an epiphany about his parents' gift exchange, and I forgot just how much it triggered me when they mixed all the Play-Doh together. Like, that's the number one rule of Play-Doh. You're not allowed to mix colors. At least when I was growing up, it was like, keep the colors separated. Oh, my Unus Annus people, it ended. It ends today. It ends on Friday. It's sort of bittersweet. On the one hand, I kind of am ready for it to be done. I didn't think I'd feel that way. I'm sad that it's going to be over. I'm not going to get to watch the videos again. That's hard, but at the same time, I'm kind of ready for it to be done. The wait has really been the kill here. So I think that when it's done, there'll be a little bit of relief that now I'm not just... I've spent the last 2 weeks just knowing and waiting for, or not waiting for it to end. So that's wait's gonna be gone soon. It is currently 10:28 a.m. I am watching Ethan finally becomes a man, where they're trying to build Chica a doghouse, and he learns how to saw and get shot with the paintball. Months after the Impossible Whopper review. Definitely one of my favorites. I'm gonna miss Ethan finally becomes a man. Just for all the faces that Mark makes, when Ethan's about to saw in between the two horses and stuff. It's like, ah! And seeing him learn about the tip of a tape measure. rewatched just a bunch of the favorites. Admittedly, a lot of the ones towards the end, I really liked the remake, but a lot of the ones towards the end, I never liked any of the fitness test ones. Though just always seemed, I don't know, there was just something so intense about them, whether it was the presidential fitness test with the wall punch, or I don't know, I just, they weren't my cup of tea. They weren't bad, but they weren't my cup of tea. Yeah, it has been nice seeing them both in their fancy suits all week, because they both, every man looks good when they're dressed up. Maybe it's just because we don't see them dressed up very often, so when you do, it's like, ooh, well, there you are. But, yeah, the time has come, everyone. Memento mori. The end is here. At work, alone right now. We're not open for another 40 minutes, so I don't have to have my mask on just yet. I have the Unus Annus thing up on my laptop. I don't care that I'm at work. I have a chill enough work environment that I can do that. And I'm usually alone until like 3 or 4. It happens at 3. I don't know if they're gonna have like an hour before that they come on. I don't know if it's just going to be they come on for 1 minute, delete the video, and then go away. I don't know if they're gonna hang out after. None of us know that at this point, which is 12:22 p.m. Friday the 13th, 2020. Can't think of a more terrifying date than that, except for, you know, the day we went into lockdown. My stomach is dropping. You get attached to people, and even though we'll still be able to watch Ethan and Mark, this year-long journey, you know, people were either there or they weren't, and it's really sad just to think that somebody just found it recently and they didn't have time to see all the coolness and all the dumbness and get all the gags. But Redbubble does have merch for Unus Annus from artists. I'm sure that because it's the internet is forever, there's always going to be clips or somebody has an archive, but it's not the same as having those fresh daily original videos that didn't have to worry about complying or bending to YouTube's anythings. The pumpkin carving video where they were Edward Pumpkin Hands, where they were like, is this dangerous? Is this gonna get a strike? They were like, strike us. We're deleting the channel soon anyway. Having that we can do anything for the most part, and that's gonna be missed. But at the same time, like I said earlier, the wait is killing me. I kind of want it to be done just so that it's not hanging there. You know, it's like seeing the pendulum coming towards you, sort of a thing. You know the end is coming, you know the time is nearing, but that weight of knowing is just a heavy burden. And I personally was here for the whole journey. I didn't see it when it went the first day. I saw it later that night, so I was there from day one, saw the Unus Annus channel and hopped on board immediately, subscribed, liked all the videos, commented, and watched the videos several times over and over. Had them favorited so I could watch them over and over. Made sure to get some of the cool merch that I really wanted. And yeah, so I think that as far as Unus Annus goes, I made the most of my time with the channel. Starting to tear up, which is really sad. I put on my black and white makeup, and it's really weird. The contrast is so strange, which is why it kind of works. And we're all gonna miss the people who were on the journey, either the people like me who were there from day one, or the people who just caught on at the end. Very sad that you missed out on a lot of cool stuff, but there were some dumb videos too that I wouldn't recommend. the one that comes to mind immediately is the, what do you call it? That this video makes no sense. They were just in like a spare room full of stuff and just going through it and messing around. And it was like, okay, that's very Unus Annus-y, but if somebody missed that video, you're not missing out on a lot. There wasn't a lot of particularly memorable quotes from that, except maybe by Amy, who said, I don't like my life being used for content, and that includes my hair dryer. But yeah, a good journey. Really makes you think, did you spend the year as best you could? The lockdown really shook up my life because it took away my livelihood for a little while, and everything was really messed up there. But Unus Annus was there. But Mark and Ethan are still going to be there. There's still going to be collabs. And even though Unus Annus is going to be gone soon, I'm glad that we had this journey. I'm glad that they took a chance that most people wouldn't take. I don't know if I could put that kind of work into something to know that I was just going to erase it all and delete it all in the end. You know, they were literally losing sleep and stuff like that to put a lot of work into something that they wanted to end and knew was going to end. And there was this amazing community built around it, and I think a lot of people are better for it. I think that people will be inspired to live like the end is coming, even if it foreseeably is not. And it shows that you can, when you just do things, like just go do them. Don't let fear and inhibition stop you. Trying to work on that myself, and that's a lesson to take from it, is that the worst part about dying is dying and knowing you didn't live. Unus Annus lived. Every day was, even if it wasn't a spectacular video content wise, they did it. They did the thing. They kept the dedication, and 365 videos is a lot. As somebody who's daily vlogged before, that's a lot of work, especially when you're having actual content that needs to be edited. The editors were probably losing sleep and missing meals. The people who had to film the camera, they're like, I gotta do this every day and be on it. Yeah, just a lot of emotions. And for a YouTube channel. And I think that really shows an impact that is. Because I know I'm not the only one who feels these emotions and feels all the ways. And I'd like to thank Unus Annus for introducing me to Crank Gameplays, because I don't know why he was off my radar. I really like his content and subscribed shortly after, because I was like, oh, I like this. That's my style of video too. So, boom. So let's live together even after the end of Unus Annus. And I will try to film. I don't know if there'll be other people around. Maybe I just won't care if other people are around and I'll film it anyway. I don't know. We'll see. Unus Annus, Unus Annus, Unus Annus. Okay, so as it turns out, it is a 12-hour live stream. I fully expected them to just shut down the channel at 3 o'clock and be like, hey, thanks for the journey, hope you watched it while you could, and shut down. But I guess this is sort of Unus Annus-y as well. But yeah, that's so it is, we're halfway through the live stream. I've watched most of it except for a short time between me going to work and home, which was like 10 minutes. But other than that, I've had the live stream on, and we're just going back through the memories and getting to see cool stuff. So, goodbye. I know everyone's still sad, according to the thing, but I think this is a good way. And I'm sad. I feel the tears coming, but Unus Annus, Unus Annus. Halfway mark, and they just gave a really sad speech on it. And it really hit me. I have a separate screen where I'm like watching the videos a little bit because they're gonna go away. They said on the videos that little clip things or fan art, cartoons, and pictures were fine. They were not going to tolerate straight uploads. So anyone who did have like an archive of their videos, they have to keep those private, because if they post them, they're gonna shoot people's channels down, because, you know, one, it's not anybody else's content to post, right? And second of all, like, it defeats the purpose of the channel. Like, no, you can't keep this. This isn't something we get to keep. And it's really sad, and I don't know these people in real life. I don't hang out with them. I just know them as YouTubers. And I've known from the beginning, we've all known from the beginning, that this channel had this point. And this morning I really was like, okay, I'm ready for it to go. But then when they had this 12-hour stream versus just deleting the channel, it really gives you a chance to resonate with your emotions. And it hurts more than a person thinks it should. People who don't watch YouTube and who don't connect to the creators and stuff, it feels worse than it should. Like, you don't think that complete strangers should be able to touch you like this. And they're currently showing all the beautiful fan art of people way more talented than myself. Beautiful artwork, which can be found again. The artwork and the designs, I mean, their merchandise is going away at the end of the stream, but you know, all the artwork can still be found, but it's, the context will be gone. So all the videos, all the memes, all of that kind of stuff, it's going to be gone. And you know, you won't be able to say, somebody's going to come up to you and be like, oh, look at this, and what is this from? And the people who participated in Unus Annus, we're gonna know, but we're gonna be like, I can't help you because those videos are forever deleted. So where this came from is no longer in existence. And it's a weird thing of thinking about the past. But like I said, it's really weird to have this developed connection through videos, and we all knew it was coming, and somehow it's still hard. See, I'm an emotional person, so these kind of thoughts I don't usually let in, but this time I have to be there for it. I could have ignored it and missed out on it, or I can just be in the depths of my emotions, which is what I chose to be. And yeah, just this shouldn't hurt as much as it does. And it's a little unfair that, you know, the human heart and psyche are so fragile. And I kind of hate that I can be touched in this way. But I think that's one of those things that makes it romantically gothic and ironic. And it adds to the charm of Unus Annus. That was what they were talking about earlier, that they wanted to see the reactions and the emotions of the leaving and the ending of Unus Annus and the finality of it. And here it is. I'm sad. It was a good journey. It was so many fun videos, and we all appreciate the work of everybody involved. You know, Markiplier and Crank Gameplays, and Amy and everybody else, all the editors. They showed editors' reels and got to talk to the editors, and Evan even came on screen. He was hidden, but you got to see him. He had a mask on, but he was there, in the front where he almost never is. And, you know, getting to be here for those moments, it's never going to happen again. And that's part of the reality of, it really does feel like you're losing. They compared it to losing a pet, but it's like, death is hard. It's just one of those things to show that death is hard no matter what it is or who it's for, including a channel of mostly fun, crazy videos. I felt a lot more touched by this channel than I originally wanted to give it credit for. It was like, I thought I would be sad, but I'm hurting. And we're at the halfway point, so I will see you closer to the end, where I will be much worse, I imagine. I had to take a bath. I took my laptop with me, but I was feeling stressed and upset, as you guys can see, and I felt so badly, and taking a bath helps me de-stress. So I did take a bath, mostly for the bubble bath and the soothing, but I did watch the live stream. I'm making it through to the end. I've been here since day one, 365, going in strong. And let me tell you what just happened at 9:32 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mark and Ethan hated their caffeine video, which I also disliked, because it was just them asking, oh, how much caffeine does it take to kill somebody? And then they went through the line of all the different ways you can take in caffeine and how much of each blah, blah, blah it took. And they said they didn't like it. It was one of their quarantine videos. It was a we just need a video out video. And they were going to delete it early. They were like, maybe we should, if they could delete one early. And then, like, at the very last second, like, Ethan was getting ready to hit the button. And Markiplier said, wait, even though, because it got more views, it had 2-point-something million views, way outlived their expectations, or outperformed their expectations, excuse me. And Markiplier said at the last minute, wait, don't all the videos deserve to make it to the end? 5.5 hours. A video just came up on my regular screen that said 114 days, and versus the 5 minutes and 26 seconds, the 5 hours, 26 minutes and 26 seconds that just came up on the live stream. That's a thing. And they almost deleted the video, and the video got flooded with people in comments and in the chat. And then they were like, you know what? Every video, no matter how we feel about it, deserves to make it to the end, because that was the promise we made. And so that was a thing. But I feel a lot better. They showed some art with the doggies and everything, but that was a moment. That was a mood. I'm so exhausted. It's midnight and I'm playing this because I couldn't bear just to watch the end. And Ethan's getting a tattoo, an Unus Annus tattoo. It's all the zeros. It's the clock running out of time, and I respect that. I don't have any tattoos. I am exhausted, but I'm living for their death. I'm here for it. And as you can probably tell, I'm getting really tired, but I'm gonna stick around. We're at the last hour, and they're deleting their Instagrams. For a little while, I was feeling better. I was playing Among Us. I was tired, and I think that part of me had calmed down from everything, but the emotions are coming back, and it's just going to be accepting the emotions, and you're just never ready, but no one ever has enough time. The last half hour, and they all took turns getting into the coffin. They hit 1 million likes. They hit 1 million watchers. And it's been a good journey. It's been an inspiring journey. But it's sad. All the same. All the same. 10 minutes. Everything is set. The channel is deleted and the merch store is going to be gone. I'm over. I kind of just want it to be over, just because, like, again, the pendulum thing, the wait is a little hard. We're at the 30-second mark. It's shutting down. Last seconds right here. I'm so nervous. Unus Annus. Three, two, one, done. That is it for the Unus Annus videos. I won't get to watch any of them ever again. And I'm okay. I'm okay. But what I do need to do is go watch some Markiplier and Crank Gameplays videos. I'm not as down as I thought I would be, but I think it's because I was ready for it and I got a lot of the sadness out earlier. I am still sad, but it's okay. I don't know, maybe I kind of felt like the world was gonna blow up, but a channel got deleted. It's a good channel. But, yeah, I will see you for my next video, and I'm not going anywhere anytime soon, thankfully, but I do have a renewed vigor for life, which is something we could all use going into 2021 after the absolute mess that 2020 was. I'm glad I had Unus Annus during that time. You know, they said a lot of people wish that just for the sake of the video content, that 2020 wasn't the year that they had it, but I think that we all needed it in this year, and they still did it, and yeah, that's it. I'm gonna have a few little private tears, and I will see you all later. Bye, humans. Hello, welcome to Post Unus Annus review. You saw me crying, being emotional, getting through the end of the Unus Annus year. And so if you're like, gosh, girl, you look like you just got up and didn't sleep well. That's true. I live in Ohio, so I'm on the East Coast of the United States, which means that midnight for the West Coasters of the Unus Annus channel is 3 a.m. to me, and I stayed up and watched the whole thing. And like I said, I was sad. I wasn't as sad and emotionally beat up as I thought I was. But the next morning thought and impression is that I feel better because I'm a positive person. I try to be more upbeat and thinking nice thoughts and being cutesy and all that. And so it was a bit of a rough thing for me. Like, I understand why they did it. I respect them for it. They did it. Kudos and the praise, all of that belongs to them. But I'm also really happy that now I can watch videos from Markiplier and Crank Gameplays and it just be a video that I get to watch and enjoy, and without the visceral pendulum hanging. I know that the whole clock ticking and, the end is inevitable, blah, blah, blah. I know all of that stuff is a general universal truth. However, I think you can get yourself into a really dark spot with that hanging over your head. I think there's a lot of people who, when they have that thought, it's not a make the most of the time. It becomes a everything is ultimately pointless sort of thought. And so for me, it's preferable, it's better, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, all those other allies, that I am able to have that be a nebulous back thought that's not in the front all the time. And so I think that it's important to remember that you do need to take moments of calm and relaxation. It's not a waste of your time if you do things like massages or just relaxing and playing a video game, getting spa treatments, male or female or however you identify, watching movies, watching shows, even if it's like binge times or whatever. Those are not wasted moments. Just because every second isn't what society deems a productive second doesn't mean that it's wasted. People do need, in life, while you are living, you do need the calms, you need the chill time. And it's not a waste of time in the respect of, it's not always about you. Just because you at that moment are playing a video game, reading, whatever, you are validating and giving value and adding productivity to someone else's existence and life and work. Somebody, a whole bunch of somebodies worked on that book, that television show, that movie, that video game, the YouTube content, or wherever you're in taking content, Twitch or streaming, whatever. Somebody's put effort and time and stress and anxiety and money, resources into that project, and you are now adding that value. You are giving back to them by enjoying that content. Somebody didn't make that video game with going, okay, I hope nobody buys this because I want them all to be doing productive things in their life. Spending time with loved ones, whether it be online or in real life, it's a little bit more distant in 2020. And possibly into 2021. We're hoping not all of 2021, but the beginning of it's still going to be a little dicey, I think. But you are giving somebody else's life and work value by giving them your money and your time. You are also giving them respect and value and making their work that they put into very much more worthwhile and giving their productivity the use it deserves. So just because a moment isn't spent doing something productive towards your being, at least as far as society goes, you need those chill times. Your brain needs fun and enjoyment and pleasure and things of that nature. And by doing those things, you are giving back to somebody else, which makes everything better, makes everybody's life more. It gives that value a more visceral place. And like I said, I am happy to get to move forward without the heaviness of the legitimate ticking clock in my face. I'm not editing any of this out, just gonna be a straight thing. And yeah, I that's what I have. I know this was a long video, I know this was a long thing, but grieving or processing can be that sort of a thing, and I've got to share it with other people who are along for the Unus Annus journey, or people who have no idea what they're just hearing about it afterwards. And I think that both things are simultaneously like beautiful and all that, but I'm going to do something good for myself at this point and rest and get some real sleep, because the last few days have been very sleepless or minimally sleeping. But yeah, so thank you for dealing with me during all this. I know that we were all enduring and processing and getting through, and we've been doing that all of 2020. But we're going to try to make things better. And that's the thing about the world. In order to make things better, bad things can just happen to you. My takeaway is bad things can just happen without you doing a darn thing. But to make things good, to make things better, to bring joy or get joy and happiness, you have to put in work and effort. And, you know, things are not just going to fall from the sky. And with the Unus Annus, for everybody who was there, the 1.5 million plus whatever it was that was there, we were all, for that time, for those final minutes and seconds, we were the 1 in a million who got to be there for that coolness. So if you were ever like, I wish I was special, I wish I was that 1 in a million, you were. Because 1.5 million is not scratching the surface of the people on this planet. So we were the few. We were the rare. We were all. There was over 1 million, and we were all 1 in a million for that time. It's going to forever unite us. And that's something valuable. And what were we doing? We were watching, we were being present, and it was worth it. You're worth it. And I'm being emotional again because I'm tired. And because it's very easy for me to cry and share emotions. I have no problem showing emotions whatsoever. I do not hide or hold back emotions. It's not who I am. But I hope that I get to know you better in the rest of the year and next year, because we're gonna keep going, and you're gonna keep going. Wish you the best. Give yourself the love you deserve, and I will see you all later. Bye bye. Bye, my humans. Join me on my ventures.